All right, it is time to do CSS Battle. I don't know what to call this, but we try to do it in a very straightforward way here the first time. A way that somebody kind of new to CSS Battle might do it. So I'm just going to select my body and make background this purple color. Now, how do I want to do the rest of this? You could do gradients, but I've said I'm not doing gradients as my first solution because they take too long and they're complicated. So let's just do it with divs. Let's do it with divs. So how many do we need? We need 1, 2, 3, 5. We need 5 of them, I think. There's 5 divs. The first div we're going to call A. Then we're going to call these ones W. W. And this one P. Shouldn't have picked A. I should have picked S for salmon. I'm not sure if that's actually salmon, but you know. We're going to say our S selector background is that. We're going to say our W selector background is that. And we're going to say our P selector background is that. All right. Now, excuse me. Okay, now we need to start sizing and placing our divs that we've created. We're going to start with the S one. Yeah, we can do this any number of ways. I'm just going to say div here. I'm going to say height is, I don't know what it is, 150. And width is 150. And then margin is going to be 50 auto. I'm going to reload this page so I get my extension. Okay, none of that's right, but we have a thing. It is too high, 70, and it is not big enough, 160, 160. That looks right. Now we have the salmon thing in the background. We're going to select our next div, which is going to use the plus div selector. We're going to put an outline on it, 1Q solid red. We're going to say margin, let's say minus 100. There, it starts to come up, 0. Okay, this one, actually, you know what we can do? We can put height and width on our S selector here. That will work. And then our W selector can also have a height and width because they're all the same size. But we're going to put height and width on the div for the white and purple ones because that's going to be common. That way we're not having to repeat code. So, yeah. All right. So, they're too big right now. I don't know how big they're going to be, something like 100 and 100. And then let's move it. I'm seeing the purple one on top right now, I think. That's interesting. All right, let's say minus 150. Okay. $250 and 100. Too far. 80, 70, to 60, to 70, and then 72. Looks right. And then we're going to do another selector for our next div, We're going to move our outline to that one. I'm going to say margin 0. There is the thing. Now we're going to say margin 50, margin 150, margin 170, and 200, and 220. That may be right. Nope, not quite. 210, 212. Plus div, and we're going to move our outline. We're going to say margin minus 100, 0. All right, it's going to be 130, something like that. And what was the other one? 72? That may be right. I can't tell which is exactly. Well, let's select our last one, plus div. And let's move our outline to that one. Yeah, I think we have the wrong one, but that's okay. We're going to say margin 0, 212. All right. Not quite right, but close. 20, 30. That looks pretty good. Let's look at our div, and that's submit. Okay. So we placed all of these things very manually, just using margins to get them where they want to be. We used attribute selectors to get them colored. All perfectly fine way to approach this. Let's go ahead, unit replace, minify, submit, critify. So that's going to be 305 characters. Perfectly valid way to do this. Very kind of straightforward and obvious way to do this. Are there other ways to do this? Of course there are. You could do gradients. In my brain right now, I'm thinking conic gradients. Maybe that's, well, I don't think that's going to be the most effective way to do this. There is a repeat pattern here, right? There are 4 squares that repeat. One of them is a different color, which is harder to do with a conic gradient. I think the correct play today is going to be box shadows. There are a lot of options when you start thinking about how to do box shadows. What are the good ones here? I don't know. Maybe off screen? We'll do something. Let's start by selecting our HTML. Put an outline on it. Can't see it right now because it's at the edge of the viewport. I'm going to start margining it in. Margin. It's going to be 30 and 50. Nope. 80. Trying to figure out which way I want to do this. Let's start with this one, which means that this is going to be something like 220 and 150. Okay. 200, 180, 170, and then 180, 220. That looks right, 220. Okay, so now we have a box drawn around that thing. So to get all of the other things, we just do box shadow. Yep. The bottomest box shadow needs to be the purple. So it's going to be 0 horizontal offset, 0 vertical offset, 0 blur, 9 inches of grow, and it's going to be the purple color. I'll turn off the diff so you can kind of see what that did. That drew that, which is what I was hoping for. Okay. On top of that box shadow, we need the salmon colored one. So how are we going to do that? I don't know. Let's start with just drawing something. 100 pixels, 100 pixels, 0, 50 pixels, red. Okay, we drew a thing. It's the wrong thing, but we drew a thing. It's way too big. Let's make it smaller, 40, 30, that might be the right size. We have to get it kind of into place to see. 70, and this should be 70 as well, I think. Yeah, okay, there is the thing in the place. Now let's make it the color. That looks right. Now we just need 3 more box shadows. One of them is going to be 100 pixels over, 0, red. More than 100, that's okay. 140, might be right. Yeah, it looks right. It's going to be white, but I'm going to just say color FFF, and then I don't have to put the color there. We need another one. It's going to be 0 horizontal, 140 pixels down. And then we're going to have one that is 140 pixels, 140 pixels, and it's going to be purple. Yeah, purple. Whoops, not period, comma. That should be a match except for my outline. Let's hide that. Actually, we can just delete it. Yep, that is indeed a match. We can unit replace. That'll save us some pixels. Minify, submit, pretify. I don't know. It's a solution. It's pretty long, 123. It's pretty long. The options that we have, because these are all the same aspect ratio, we do have some options that we can try. One of the things that we sometimes can do is change what the source of our box shadow is to save some characters. So instead of using the thing I used, this, it might save some characters. If you use this, it will change some negatives, it will change some margins, it will change all kinds of stuff. I've also seen sometimes it's actually shorter to define the object that you want to use as your source for the box shadow off screen, and then put everything on screen. There are all kinds of tricks. We could also play with things here like 74Q. See if the back end will accept that. Was happy with the first one. Don't know about that one. 32 looks slightly better than 33. Yeah, wasn't happy with 33. Let's try 32. Can also play with percentages on margin. Yeah, happy with that one. This is 220. What is that going to be? 55%, something like that. 30 is going to be 10%. Nope. 11. Nope. 9. 8. 7. It's going to be 7.5. Perfect. 170 is going to be, I don't know, 60%. 70. Oh, wrong way. 50. 40. 1, 2, 3. Nope. Yep, that's where we're going to end today. 119. Could also check the colors. We can check colors. You can say, what if I have a white background and I need purple? There are no good alpha for that. If I have purple and I need orange, no good options for that. Let's make sure the thing is working. Oh, yep, it's working. Okay, if I have purple, need orange, nothing. Yeah, these things, the white ones, they're already just FFF. There's no reason to try this to shorten them. And if you try, because they are covering multiple things, you're not going to get a consistent color anyway. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm going to minify, submit, and that's it for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.